I don't know how much Friday will be joining us on this one. She's been getting sick most of the day. Today, we're going to make pierogies with a hamburger and potato filling. Start with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And then to that, we'll add 1 egg, and then 2 cups of warm water. It's important, the temperature, to make it easier to work with. And then 1/2 cup of sour cream. Thanks for joining us Friday. If it looks a little too wet, add a little bit more flour. If you go over 4 cups of flour to reach your desired texture, I suggest adding another egg. Salt is another important ingredient in this step. Don't let me forget it. You should see your dough starting to come together. If it's either too loose or too wet, add a little more flour, a little more water, whatever you feel is missing in your ingredients, until you can reach a good texture to be able to form into a ball. We are definitely looking for a pastry dough-like consistence, not so much this cake batter consistence. So I'm going to add a little bit more flour and continue to stir until we reach the proper consistency. My dough is starting to take shape. Not quite ready to spread yet. But it's getting closer. All right, now it's really starting to stick together in one good ball. Try to get as much off the walls, incorporate it into the mix. And then at this stage, we're into the proofing. Take a bowl, that you've covered and coated with oil. Dump your ball of dough into your proofing bowl. Try to get as much in there as you can. Leave a little bit for Friday. Cover it up. Let it proof for a good 30 minutes. And then you'll be ready to start rolling it. In the meantime, I'm going to prep my mashed potato and ground beef mix. In a pan, I'm bringing together some ground beef along with some seasoning, black pepper, garlic, a little bit of salt. I'll let this get boiling to break down the meat. Once it gets to a good point of being broken up well, I'll drain the meat, add the water for the mashed potato mix. Let it boil with the meat in it. Once it gets to boiling, I'll add my 2 cups of mashed potato instant flakes and let it all go together, whipping it with a spatula the whole time. When it gets to a good point, I will add my cream cheese, chives, and fold it together for my filling for my pastries. Now that we've got the ground beef cooked off, I'll add it back to the pan. Get a little bit of a sear on the meat. Chop it up really finely. Listen to the Fort Pierce Police Department. It's almost background noise for me now. I don't know if the microphone's picking it up, but I sure am. For my mashed potato mix, I'll use roughly 2 cups of instant potato flake, which means I will need a 1.5 cups of water, a tablespoon of butter, 1/3 cup of milk. Add my 1/2 cup of milk. I know I said a different measure before. That's because I didn't look at it. 1.5 cups of water. And then I changed my mind on adding the margarine because of the grease that is retained from the hamburger. So then I'll let this boil. Add my 1 cup of potato flake. I know I said a different measure last time too, but that's the breaks. And then if it's not thick enough to the point where I want for my filling, I will add a little more potato flakes to thicken it up. My mashed potato mix is ready for the dry. At this point, I'll add my chives and then slowly mix it in. If it looks too loose, add in more of your instant flake. How much? A little bit of time till you think you got it right. A little bit of chives goes a long way. So don't think you need to overload it with massive amounts of dried chives. An aromatic means it's just there to really add the hint, not so much the flavor. Close on my binding. Want it to be stiff, so that way it doesn't turn into a puddle as it boils. Keep a nice fluffy texture in the center as the pasta bakes. Here we go. Now while it's still nice and hot, about 1.5 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons, cream cheese. This is what makes it a Polish delight. I don't know that. There we go. When you can force it all to one side of your pan and make it stand up, you're at a good texture. All right, now we remove it from the heat, smooth it out, let it distribute its heat. I don't want it to be too hot when I put it into my fresh pastry. At this point, I'll put my second pot of water that's already been salted on to boil. I don't want it to be too much, just hot enough so that when I go to put my pasta in, it'll start to boil immediately. Okay, I believe our dough is just about ready. It's been about a half hour. What do you think? What do you think? Don't have much of a working space, so I just taped some aluminum foil to my kitchen table. Give us a little working area for our dough. You're gonna go crazy sniffing this. And out you go. You're going nuts on that. Okay, that's enough. I know it. A little flour to dust it. Keep it moving. As I'm working it with my hands now, I'm feeling air bubbles popping out of it, which is good. Not winding the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. Fold it over, keep working your dough. Take my rolling pin, I vastly overestimated how many to make. Jeez. Now that my pierogies are all boiled, I let them dry. I've got a pan heating up with oil in it. I'll fry them, let them get a nice little sear and crunch on them, and then I'll serve them up. It won't take long for them to fry. Just looking for a nice brown. You're not trying to burn them, but you do want them to crisp. Looking good. Once they feel pretty hard to the touch, that's when I would suggest pulling them from the oil. They will continue to brown just from the oil on the surface of them. As with everything, continue until you're finished. Grandpa's home. Here's my finished product. Last one's going now, besides the one that I'm saving for you, Miss Peterson. Thanks for watching.